Welcome to the next level with Keith, where clarity replaces confusion and simple systems lead to real freedom. Every episode begins with intention, music that centers your mind, lifts your spirit, and prepares you for transformation. This is your space for growth, your place to reset, your moment to rise. Rethinking your thinking, because when you shift your mind, you shift your money. Stack and grow, where small intentional steps turn into lasting wins. Simple strategies, real progress. Your circle, your currency, because your network matters. Mobile money moves, business, income, and empowerment from the device in your pocket. This isn't just talk. It's guidance. It's strategy. It's movement. Welcome to the next level with Keith. Let's begin.
Welcome once again. Welcome to the next level with Keith. And let me fix my lighting here. I'm blinking away like a storm. That's not what I like. That's not good. No. Let's try to make it better. No way. Let's try to make it happen. No, we got no. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold up. Try to fix it. That's better. That's better. No, that's not better. Let's make it happen. Oh, I'm seeing circles now. Oh boy. My eyes look like a ghost here. So I got to make sure I'm fixed properly. Is that better? I think it's not really. Let me maybe do something different here, so I can make sure I'm seeing. I think that's it right here. There we go. Now we're talking. Hello. How are we doing again? Welcome to the next level with Keith, episode 10 and counting. Podcast episode 10. My goodness, how fast is time flying? Well, today, I must say, has been a very interesting day so far. You know, we had some snow recently, and it was a lot. This time around, we had even more snow. Folks, I'm not sure where you are or what the weather looks like where you are, but where I am in New York City, we had almost 20 inches of snow. It looks more like it was 2 feet of snow. And it was a day's work, because I'm telling you, I have not worked this hard manually in a long time. I'm a little tired, and this episode might be shorter than my usual time, but pray for me. Pray my strength. Can you pray my strength tonight, that I'll sustain and I'll be able to still be excited and enthused and I won't fall asleep. Yes, so tonight, again, thank you for showing up as you always have. And it means so much to me. So, here on episode 10, I have a very interesting topic. All right. And the topic for tonight is ignorance and fear, the famous married couple. Hmm. Ignorance and fear, the famous married couple. All right. And you think about a couple, right? Often show up at your doorstep. Just when opportunity knocks, this famous married couple shows up. They slam doors, and before you know it, you are left watching someone else walking in their success. But here's the truth, they're not unbeatable. Let's break the marriage. Ignorance and fear, the famous married couple. In life, you have, married couples that are inseparable. All right. Ignorance and fear, man, they are for real. And when I think about the topic, I thought about my own experience dealing with ignorance and fear. And when I say ignorance, I'm not trying to be derogatory in any kind of way or disdain in any kind of way to put someone down. It just means that you just don't know. And there's nothing wrong with being ignorant of something. What's dangerous is when you don't seek to be someone who actually get out of the ignorant state and into the knowing state. All right. Now we can't know everything. All right. It's impossible. We can learn some things over time. You can grow over time. All right. But the ignorance, there are people who actually they welcome ignorance and they refuse to actually rethink and relearn, you know, undo some stuff. And so, because of those two things, ignorance and fear, they stay stuck. Now, the question is tonight, do you want to stay stuck? Do you want to break free from these two things that are such a strong, unified couple when they come against you? Or when you face them, how are you going to handle this challenge right here? And so, when it comes to what they do, these two things, they blindside millions, causing what people to miss out on incredible opportunities, new careers, investments, relationships, innovations, or even personal growth. That's what these two things do: ignorance and fear. When something unfamiliar appears, many retreat to what? They retreat instead of exploring, watching others seize the moment while they stay stuck in comfort zones that slowly shrink. So this is where the rethinking or rethink your thinking take or should take preeminence. This is where rethinking can undo some of that initial, we call it issues. All right. Those things that have you locked in, have you stuck, don't want to make that move, have you doing too much second guessing. All right. Rethinking. And rethinking is what? That's the good news about this. That's the good news. All right. You can break this cycle if you can. when facing something new or dealing with what? With change. So there are three practical ways you can deal with this, right? Three ways to combat this head on. One is educate aggressively and quickly, right? Educate aggressively and quickly. So what do? You replace ignorance with targeted learning, right? Because once you introduce to a new opportunity, could be a side hustle or some techie thing or some, you know, whatever it is. Once you are introduced to these things, dedicate time immediately to what? Reliable sources like books, maybe courses, you know, podcasts could be one area where you can get some information from. Experts. I talk about like coaching and I talk about like mentorship. Those are very instrumental things that one can use or look towards for that support that's needed. All right. To actually deal with this cycle, right? This cycle where you're stuck in the fear and in the ignorance. All right. Number two, start small with low risk investments because the idea is that sometimes the ignorance is just you're not knowing as much. You may know something about the thing, but you're ignorant of the entire scope. So ignorance is not a necessarily a bad thing. Ignorance means that you may want to know more or discover more about the thing to feel more assured, more confident, bolder, right, in approaching and actually doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? So start small with low risk, all right? Because a lot of folks, they talk about losing thousands when they didn't have to. And also want to start with things that you may not mind if you come with a loss. I mean, you risk what you can afford to lose. That's one good thing you want to also do as well. A lot of folks they put up their rent money, their kids' lunch money, put up their kids' school fee, and important things, their important bill that they have to pay. And when they lose that, it becomes devastating on the family, right? On and even the person, the individual, it becomes very devastating. And a lot of folks who are afraid to make certain moves, I'm sorry, to make certain moves is because they have such a loss that they feel that, you know what, there's no sense in me trying again, trying to reach out and trying to make things happen. But if you think about it and we think, you want to think, you know what, you want to start saying, maybe I just did not think it through properly. I was maybe too impulsive, right? Too erratic in my decision. And so because of that, I ended up there. So don't beat up on yourself so hard. All right. You admit your ignorance, you're ignorant of the thing, and you allow fear to cripple you. All right. Looking at three, reframe the unknown as curiosity, not threat. So you got to reframe that thing, right? Look at it differently in your mind. Reframe it, and that way you'll be able to approach it more what? More with more confidence and not the fear. All right. So reframe the unknown and think of it as something that you're curious about, you're inquiring, you're discovering. All right, and not a threat. Because the way you approach some things is important. You know what I mean? What's your energy like? What are you thinking like? You know what I mean? What are your belief like? All that's important. You know what I mean? So this is where you shift your mindset from what? From what? The cold ruin. of what they're going to think is going to happen to you. That's going to have some kind of ruin end. It's not going to work out. You want to shift your mind from that thinking, because what you can learn is important, right? You can adopt what new perspectives. So view change as a teacher, because when it comes to changes, a lot of us are very, we have a hard time dealing with change. It can be very scary. It really can. And the reality is that um, looking at this the right way, from the right aspect, especially having a mentor, have to navigate you on those little parts and little things, it makes it smoother. You're more relaxed, all right? You're more, you're more confident, all right? And it takes you out of you wanting to stay ignorant. Sometimes what a coach does, it pushes you to get out of the ignorant state. That posture that you want to have of, I can do this, or I can make it happen, or I'm gonna need to change something, or I'm gonna need to redo something. It gives you that mindset that even when you're stuck, is not necessarily a bad thing. It's time to start figuring things out. All right, being stuck at the end of the road is just one step that you want to overcome, which will give you what, a good lesson. All right, and it sharpens you. It sharpens your thinking, and also builds confidence. So it's really, 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 really cool to actually understand how your thinking plays a role when it comes to these crippling things, as in ignorance and fear. Now, dealing with stack and grow, when you start to stack and grow, it's another important element that you want to consider. Yes, yes, yes. So if you think about stacking and growing, uh, again, consider this. There was a author named J.K. Rowling, and this was author behind Harry Potter, right? Very interesting story. Before her breakthrough, she faced profound failure and fear. Some of y'all know Harry Potter. I mean, pretty renowned writer. All right. As a single mother on welfare, listen to me carefully. As a single mother on welfare, she battled depression, self doubt, and ignorance about the publishing world. Multiple rejections from publishers could have kept her paralyzed, because what? She got turned down so many times. Fear whispering she wasn't good enough. Ignorance about the industry, realities making her questions if writing was even viable. So she questioned herself. Like many of us right now, we're questioning whether we should write the book, whether we should finish that book that we started. All right, that idea you have, that you may have it on a piece of napkin somewhere, or you may have some notes written down, but you just procrastinating, and you're not making that move. All right. But anyhow, but she redirected that energy. See, redirection is important. She used her pain as fuel, persisted in refining her manuscript, and educate herself on the submission process. What seemed like insurmountable failure became the foundation of massive success. The rejection taught her resilience. The fear pushed her to polish her work relentlessly. Today, her story shows how channeling initial setbacks into deliberate action turns ignorance and fear into stepping stones for extraordinary growth. The success of Harry Potter is astounding. If you don't know, you can do the search. All right. So yes, it's a real important thing for us to understand that when you might be going through your difficulty, many others are going through theirs. So don't feel like you're alone and it's unique to you and your situation. What you're going through, many people are going through. When I was having difficulty with my um, challenges in moving forward, when I felt stuck, I didn't I didn't know that it was such a, I would say, such a wonderful feeling. If I had kept going, I didn't know that I would feel that great. But at some point, I felt like I shouldn't keep going because it was too much. But I didn't see the other side of me pushing, pushing, and pushing, not giving up. Now I'm able to see it, and it is worth it. It's worth pushing, even though it seemed insurmountable, seems overwhelming. Today is one example. Typically when it comes to my shows, I'm a lot more prepared and planned, and things are in place more. But you can't predict that things will happen that way every week or every time. You can have unfortunate situation can arise that can make things go south. You know what I'm saying? And here you are, you're trying to make it happen, and you can't figure out why. But you got to make a decision that no matter what, you got to make it happen. You got to keep pushing. All right, put your best foot forward. Keep smiling. Keep believing. Keep on pressing, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And believe me, there's something in that. And so, yes. So second and growing was the fact that she didn't let her obstacles. In fact, those things became her fuel. So second and growing sometimes is not necessarily if it's all good or all bad. It's how you use those things, how you redirect those things, right? Stacking comes in all different flavors, all different ways, all different sorts. But it's how you take that thing. There's no saying, you give me lemon, I make lemonade. You know what I'm saying? So you're the one who is always in control. And once you take responsibility of that situation, then you're able now to reconstruct things and make it go your way. Another important thing that I learned is that in this journey, um, we have a very important aspect when it comes to our network. But before I go there, I want to just spend some time and highlight moments for partners.
This moment is for builders, visionaries, and brands with purpose. If you want access, alignment, and momentum, not just motivation, this is your step forward. Join the next level with Keith channel members. Whether you're a freedom chaser, freedom supporter, next level insider, or next level builder, this is where growth gets structure and community becomes currency. And for partners with a mission, we don't just promote brands. We position purpose. Bring your cause, your company, your message, and let's amplify it with intention and impact. Membership opens the door. Partnership.
Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries is a global church without walls. We're serving communities through live services, prayer intervention, and outreach that changes lives. Support our $500 monthly giving drive at WAMOE.org/give. Shop with purpose at faithmerchandise.com, featuring Dr. Faith's Miracle Lemonade. Book Dr. Faith for therapy, speaking, or ministry at drfaithreborn.com. Grow through professional connection and vocational training at theexcelproject.com. Subscribe to our monthly newsletter and follow us on socials at WAMO Ministries. Become a great motivator
Help us empower minds for success in the kingdom of God.
Yes, yes, yes. So you can see that SWAMO, women on and men of excellence. And I trust that you will see alignment there and you'll see the need to support the cause. I call those ministries boots on the ground. I mean, they are there in the flesh. You know, there are many people who have these online ministries and they're somewhere in their basement somewhere or somewhere in some hidden cave. And you would never see them amongst people. But these ministries here, they are extremely community driven and they love to be there on the ground touching lives, not with their words, but with their deeds. And so I hope that you will support with your tax deductible uh, um, gifts. $25, $50, $100. Some can pay the entire $500 with no issue if they see alignment and they feel that this is worth their gifts. So, again, we thank you in advance for your support of WAMO Ministry. And so, as I mentioned before, that there's something about a circle, and I realize that my circle is my influence. Yes, 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 yes. Your circle, your currency. Someone asked me, what does that mean? Your circle, your currency. What does that mean? Uh, you think about it, and oftentimes we don't know who's around us. Think about it, a single person who decides to get married. Now, you have one making 50,000 and the other one making 50,000. What just happened? They combined their incomes together. What just happened? They're now at 100,000. And you can change the numbers around as you want to play with. But the reality is that I discovered that there are people around us that can really be instrumental in our walk, our journey, our success journey, our entrepreneurial journey. And you'd be surprised how those people are pivotal, who are able to make it happen, not only happen big, but happen faster than if you would be on your own trying to make it happen. Now, I'll give you a quick story. Something happened recently that really was, to me, a bit, a bit of a surprise, but a good surprise. A good surprise. I had an event that I had done this past week. Now, when I initially spoke with the client, we arranged everything and the time I would get there, and of course the address. Now, I've been doing this for over 12 years now. I've been doing events all over New York City for the last 12 years. This was the most surprising, unexpected location I've been at. And I tell you, it was just so crazy. Anyway, I called her that morning and I said, I remember you didn't give me the address for the location. Now, sometime when I would get a location, I would get the name and the address. This time I only had the address for the location. And I drove maybe 40 minutes to an hour or so, got there, went into the correct place. Went to the correct place and said to myself, this is not it. Imagine, I drove an hour, had the correct address, went to the location, went into the parking lot, and said to myself, this is not the location. This is not it. And I drove out that place. And I was going on the block about 2 minutes away, trying to find the location because it wasn't clear as to the number of the building, as to where it was. But I'm thinking it can't be there. And lo and behold, I called the lady and she said, "You were at the right place." It was McDonald's. McDonald's. Good God Almighty. In all my 12 years of going to locations, events, never have I gone to McDonald's for an event. Anyway, I went there, took out my equipment, went inside, and she welcomed me, was very welcoming, welcomed me inside, and she had a nice backdrop that she did for me. Had my a big poster of me put up there with the sax and jazz stuff coming on for the day. And the lady said, "I'm the owner of this McDonald's." I'm like, wait a minute. And she was celebrating Black History Month and had books on the table, and we made a connection, and it was such a beautiful thing. But I wasn't expecting an event at McDonald's. And everyone who came there was like, "This is the first I've ever seen that before." All right. And she had a wonderful time, and the guests had a wonderful time. And she's like, "See, you never know." So I gave that story to say that this circle, you may not think off the bat that is significant, but your circle can propel you. Now, she's a new individual in my circle now, a new individual, because how we connected and what she's looking to do further on down the line, we made a very great connection. And she's like, "You know what? Yes, we can extend this." And she has more stories. The point is that it's not about money that you get in your hand. Sometimes is the ideas that people will give you, the support they'll give you, the insight they will give you. And of course, some will give you currency too, literal cash, right? And also who they can point you to. Because each person in your circle knows somebody as well. All right. So your circle is something that you want to pay attention to. All right. And never underestimate who is around you and who they know. Right. So that for me was like a real good reminder of don't take anything for granted. Don't overlook anything. It may seem insignificant, but in the end, you'll find that it can be life changing, right? So many believe success demands endless grinding and just, burn the midnight oil, as some would say. You have to work hard to make it, you know. Uh, you know, it's a bit of an outdated mindset. We know that we work hard, right? And there's a time for that. All right. But I think this outdated mindset, we have to work hard in this one way, has to be relooked at, and kind of make us want to do some adjustment with those older thinking. In reality, you see, smart leverage is important. Leverage things is a good way to what? Not to work so hard. All right. Now, you have automation systems. All right. You have system where you can use to your advantage. Now we are in an AI age right now, and a lot of things that people are doing is using this to their advantage. A lot of folks are afraid of it. They have these, call it, ideas that are not out of an education. It's out of fear, right, and ignorance, and everything that's, you would say, is high technology that can be used for something bad can also be used for something good. All right. And a lot of folks focus on the fear part of it and maybe the bad part of it, or the bad people who may use it badly. But a lot of things that people are doing now And the good things is because of who is behind it, right? A lot of things to me is it's kind of scary, to be honest with you. But I'm reminded that if you are on the right side of things, if you align yourself in the right way, you can use these same tools for good. All right. And so you think about three things that you want to think about as you think about your circle, your currency. One is equating business with productivity. All right. Equating business with productivity. So you don't say because I'm busy, I'm being productive. You don't want to make that mistake. A lot of folks are busy doing nothing, busy but not getting the job done. People grind long hours without systems. And where does it leave them? They don't use tools or delegation. All right. And so therefore they get burnout. All right. So it's something that you want to consider. You want to look at how am I managing my time, my energy, because sometimes, like I said, we get burnout when it wasn't really necessary. Number two, rejecting easy paths as shortcuts. Sometimes it doesn't always have to be hard and grinding. Sometimes there's some easy paths. All right. And so therefore, take it. All right. Take it because it won't always be easy, but sometimes the easy spots that you want to take advantage of. All right. And you can get more done, right? You can be more productive. All right. In other words, if something appears simpler, like building passive income or using digital tools, right? Take it because it multiplies output with less personal toil. A lot of your family um, individuals, you have kids, you may have an older mom or dad that you're taking care of. A lot of us now in our 50s, 60s, uh, our parents are maybe 80, 90s, 70, 80, 90s. And so therefore, they're looking to maybe transition out. And we now are in between parents and our kids getting older, going to college and getting married. And it's a lot going on there. We're in the middle somewhere. All right. What do we do? How do we balance those things? All right. So finding the right tools, finding things that are automated, right? And sometimes, of course, those can be done through individuals who are skilled, who have the skill sets to be able to what? Help us do those things. All right. I'm getting that help in a way that I can't even say how thankful I am and how grateful I am for that kind of assistance because I'm pretty busy, to be honest with you. I'm a pretty busy guy. But having systems and having those automations in place makes a whole lot of difference. And so therefore, you know, we want to consider those things. Three, isolating without building a powerful circle. A lot of us we want to go solo, right? And there's a place for being a solo, uh, you know, individual who wants to get things done. Because sometimes when you're focused that way, you can do a lot of good and a lot of things can happen because you're focused. You're not getting distracted. But first, you also want to build a community. You want to have a circle. You want to have a powerful circle around you. All right. So that way, even when you get stuck, you have some issues going on, you can reach out. You can get the help you need and get the source that you need. And I always say, we're not made to be just an individual trying to do it on our own. We're made for community. We're made to support each other, all right, and build each other and find the thing that what that we may lack in ourselves in someone else. 'Cause no one has it all, right? No one has it all. What I can do, maybe you can't. And what you can do, I can't. And so therefore, once we combine those things, I learn how to really harness them, all right, and direct them. You and I become unstoppable. The journey will be a lot lighter, and we'll be able to actually, get more done. Which let me want to share a little more with another partner. Share with you. Um, this is going to be GFIH Ministries, and I'm loving what they're doing. Take a look at what they're doing and be inspired.
This moment is for builders, visionaries, and brands with purpose. If you want access, alignment, and momentum, not just motivation, this is your step forward. Join the next level with Keith channel members. Whether you're a freedom chaser, freedom supporter, next level insider, or next level builder, this is where growth gets structure and community becomes currency. And for partners with a mission, we don't just promote brands. We position purpose. Bring your cause, your company, your message, and let's amplify it with intention and impact. Membership opens the door. Partnership
Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries is a Bible-based ministry. Through worship, prayer, and deliverance, we help individuals find restoration. We equip believers to build stronger families and healthier communities. Footprints of Faith Radio shares real stories of healing and hope. Bible Talk for Children helps kids develop strong moral foundations. Apply for sponsored digital advancement support for growing your reach. Your support makes this possible. We're aiming for a $500 monthly goal. Support, partner, or give today at gfihministries.org/give.
All right. GFIH Ministries. Again, you have a chance to support with your tax deductible donations. And they too have a goal of $500 per month. All right. So we're counting on you who see alignment to join force, and let's support these ministries. I tell you, I'm excited about what they're doing, how they're touching lives, not just here nationally, but internationally. All right. And I'm really feeling honored to talk about them and let you know that you can be a part of such great ministries. Yes. I hope I don't look as tired as I sound. Like I said, I was digging out snow today like crazy. I felt like a real digging man, But I'm glad I have the energy to do it because it was a lot. It was a lot. So yes, we here, and we have this thing called the cell phone. I mean, I'm not sure what the next invention will be that will, surpass it, but it has become it has become a real one-stop shop for so many people. The cell phone, in particular, has become a one-stop shop for so many people. Now we know we have the, tablets, and we have the laptops and the computer, all right, and different devices, but the cell phone, man. And the reason why I stress the cell phone is because of the mobility. Not just what it can do, but it's so mobile. You can use it in your car, when you're walking, when you're driving, in your bed, on vacation. It can be used so many places. All right. A powerful tool. Use to bank, use it for investment, connecting, videoing, learning. I mean, it's a major tool in our hands. And the one thing I want to emphasize here is that, as it relates to the fear and ignorance, is that many folks get scammed, they get tricked, they get used because of ignorance having such a powerful device. And I want to give you some insights because I've learned some things myself just by me not knowing, being ignorant of how it works. Now, the one thing that I noticed is that a lot of us are trying to make money. We're trying to earn, all right? And scammers know that. People know that, right? And a lot of us want fast money as well, all right? Scammers know that too. And so we got to look out for things that seems too fast, too colorful, too just too catchy, right? I give an example. Many of us, we do our taxes every year, especially here in the States. And a lot of us don't know that the IRS would not call you randomly for money or ask for certain documentation from you. They're not going to do that. They're going to send a mail, a letter to you. If you're ignorant of that, a call comes in saying you owe taxes, you're going to be XYZ, we're going to take over your account, we're going to seize your account, we're going to XYZ. A lot of people get nervous, fearful, panicky because they didn't know that IRS doesn't approach it that way. And there's so many things that we may experience, but because we don't know it, we're ignorant of it, then we can end up in unnecessary fear, unnecessary pain, sometimes even give away our private information or personal information, and sometimes even monies because we are fearful. I mentioned to you about um, Family Protection Hub, and I talked about the fact that you can get answers to questions that you may not know. And having this Family Protection Hub, you can avoid you from even trying to retain a lawyer. It costs a lot of money. You can get instantaneous answers to questions that you may not know, right? And that can be a stress reliever, a big load off your back. The Family Hub, all right? We can go and you can join, and you can see what's there, or you can actually get that to protect yourself and your family. So I have these hubs in my site, all right? I talked about the passive income hub, all right? And the passive income hub has to do with you getting that extra additional income that you can actually get a hold of, all right? Increase your earning power, all right? Give yourself a raise, as some would say, all right? And these are well thought about, um, put together, not just overnight, bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. You know, they're going to make you feel that you're going to be spending all this exuberant amount of money and this thing that you have to jump through hoops and all that crazy stuff. No, it's very simple, easy to do, easy to check out and see if it works for you. All right, these are hubs all over my page where you can find alignment. If it works for you, hey, somebody went and did the work. Now it should be much easier for you to actually go and actually participate and see how you can find a place that will empower you financially and your family. All right. So you talk about mobile money moves. We have an advantage these days because of where technology is going. All right. And I believe that there's a 3-year window. I do believe that, where a lot of us, if we don't position ourselves now, we're going to be left out in the cold and we're going to wonder what happened. All right. Because a lot of us, you know, we think that time hasn't really changed. You know, we're still living like it's 1980, 1990, or the early 2000s. Things have drastically changed and it's changing. very, 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 very fast. All right. And so we want to be prepared to what? To deal with what's coming. And we now have a chance. What is here or anywhere else you go, you don't have to come to this particular source. You can go to anywhere you can find a source to empower yourself. We're only one unit, right? We're doing our part as a network and providing a source for those who may be looking. All right. So it doesn't mean that being the only answer, but I know and I believe that what I've seen so far and what I've experienced so far, I think we can provide so much for so many people, so much for so many people. And I'm excited to be a part of this network. All right. So we got to make sure that as we look at mobile money moves and how we are in a time when there's scammers on the rise, all right? We want to make sure that we are prepared. Think about scams who come to you in text form, email forms, all right, about account issues or package issues. If you get a text saying something like, "Hi, my name is Mike. Did you call me?" and you didn't know who Mike was. Now you don't have any Mike in your in your contacts, but you're gonna answer no. I don't know, Mike. Who are you? You know, open up that door for scamming to happen. Right? They will come with some very subtle emails, very cunning, very almost non-evasive, but you gotta be patient. Always take time and breathe. Recently I got someone sent me a friend request on Facebook. All right. But this person I know is not online. I've never seen this person online in all these years. And he came to me for a friend request. So what I did, I went and called the person. Did you send me a friend request? Look at patterns. So not because something may look familiar, you know the person, it means it is the person. Right? The impersonation going on. Folks are taking people's profile and they're trying to get to you being ignorant, all right, and trying to do what they need to do. And that in turn will hurt you, right? So we want to avoid those things. So we're down to the wire, and I'm surprised I went this far. I was so tired. And I hope, like I said, I don't look like I feel. I'm trying to push this thing. I'll make it happen. So I'm down to the wire, and I hope so far you had a good time. There's another there's another individual I wanted to highlight and what she does. And producer, make it happen.
This moment is for builders, visionaries, and brands with purpose. If you want access, alignment, and momentum, not just motivation, this is your step forward. Join the next level with Keith channel members. Whether you're a freedom chaser, freedom supporter, next level insider, or next level builder, this is where growth gets structure and community becomes currency. And for partners with a mission, we don't just promote brands. We position purpose. Bring your cause, your company, your message, and let's amplify it with intention and impact. Membership opens the door.
Strong organizations are built on more than strategy, they're built on people. At Human Impact Development Consulting, we help organizations strengthen leadership and support staff well-being. We put clear people systems in place that actually work. From HR advisory and policy development to leadership support, we cover it all. Our approach is practical, ethical, and people-centered. If ready for clarity, confidence, and sustainable impact, visit sandrinedunkley.com. Human Impact Development Consulting, where people systems meet performance.
Awesome. Again, so you see, we are looking to provide for you a place where you can get all you need, all your needs, taken care of. So, in closing, as I'm about to wrap this thing down, to defeat fear and ignorance in this modern era, take these two concrete steps. One, build a daily learning ritual, right? Commit what? 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe each day to explore one new topic, all right? And so this helps to give you insights and confidence, all right? This proactive knowledge gathering weakens ignorance, right? And what? Demystifies opportunities before fear takes a hold. So the more you know and equate yourself and learn and so on, it makes you a little more level-headed. You know, your approach is a little more logical, right? You have a good base to build from. Very important. And two, create an action accountability system. And what that is this: partner with a friend, all right? Could join a group. Could use certain apps, all right? You could use certain apps as well. Very important. Um, and these small steps that you commit to, these small steps will open up to what? New ventures. It really will. Um, yeah, also public commitments, which overrides what? Fear. So you want to turn these things around. The idea of ignorance and fear by doing some of these small things. All right. So know that whatever it is that you are feeling right now or where you are right now doesn't have to be permanent. And my final thought would be this: don't let ignorance and fear rob you of life's richest possibilities. Aim yourself with knowledge, test boldly in small ways, all right? And surround yourself with wise people, wise, constructive voices. Venture into new territories with informed confidence, curiosity over caution, and watch doors open where others see walls. I thank you again for being here. This has been a very intense night for me, but I'm happy that I was able to make it through. Thank God for the engineers and the producers who are so amazing. Without them, I know I'll be like a one-legged man trying to walk. So thank you, those behind the scenes. You guys make it happen every Monday night at 9. And I'm so grateful for what you do. Thank you again for your viewers. Those of you, you know where you are, on Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere, and YouTube, Facebook. You guys make it happen. You guys rock. All right. And I look forward to seeing you on my next episode. Episode 11 is going fast. And thank you again for being here. Have a good night. Be safe. And God bless you. See you on my next podcast.
If today's episode spoke to you, it's because you're ready. Ready for your money to work for you. Ready for practical steps, not just motivation. Ready for faith-led financial freedom. Ready to build stability, peace, and confidence for your family. You're not alone on this journey. The Next Level isn't just a podcast. It's a movement toward freedom, one episode at a time. Stay connected. Listen anytime at podcast.keithmerritt.com. Explore the Next Level Movement Hub. Subscribe on YouTube at Keith Merritt. Like, share, comment. Your engagement helps this message reach more families. Take your next step. Visit keithmerritt.com/impact/the next level. Subscribe for the latest blog from the Freedom Resource Hub and join the Next Level Resource Network. Choose the hub that fits your journey: music and speaking, family protection, digital learning, passive income, or Keith's book and reading hub. Press play. Take action. Your next level is calling.